Another strange anomaly threatens the entire galaxy. Billions could be killed. Starfleet must unite, and everyone has to dig deep, face their own mortality, and risk their lives for the greater good. Wasn't that the story arc for season 3?
You would think so. But it's not.
It's not.
Share with me how it's different.
There's a chaotic force that's an anomaly that has never been seen before, that is unpredictable, and is happening. That what was being talked about in season 3 was something that had happened, and trying to understand what had happened, and then there were also kind of like the fallout of it. This is something that is happening all of a sudden, all at once, unpredictably, that threatens that there's no way to deal with, which is kind of like what's happening in our world right now, or over the last 18 months or so. So it's more in that vein. So in that sense, they're quite different.
The stakes are higher, the uncertainty is even higher, and the amount of information that we have is zero, and the only way we're going to get any more of it is if we do our jobs well. So it's all on us.
Okay. Good answer. At the end of season 3, we saw Michael effectively kidnap Stamets and throw him off the ship while his family was in jeopardy. Will this have consequences for his relationship with Michael and the crew as a whole?
I mean, it's not going to be, we're not at war with each other. There's some time that's passed. She's assumed captaincy, and, Stamets is not he's a good officer. He finds little ways to maybe, note it or poke at it a little bit, but it is something that is not wholly disruptive. Also because they did turn out okay. Like everybody was safe.
We've also seen that Paul Stamets is a forgiving human, right?
Yeah.
Like he's capable of forgiveness in big ways.
Okay. Throughout season 3, seeing Stamets and Culber reconnect and then bringing Adira into the family was really touching. How will that dynamic continue into season 4, and how will Gray be incorporated into that dynamic?
Oh.
You said Gray at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most rewarding things, at least for me, this season, is getting to incorporate Gray within that. That isn't just a way where I'm looking at both of you being like, he's over there. It's nice to actually
look at him,
have him become a part of this family, because there was a part of there was a huge part of Adira's character that just had guilt for that being the case of like, this is a wonderful thing that's happening and I want you to be able to be fully a part of it, and I know that like I can say whatever I want to say and you're a part of it, but it doesn't feel like that for you. So it's really lovely to finally get to do that.
And there's something that happens, and I will be able to talk about it, I think, without spoiling anything. There's something that happens towards the middle of the season. It doesn't have to do with our family, but all 4 of us are involved in trying to solve a particular plot, thing that's happening, and the way that we challenge each other comes from the part of it. We're able to do that because we have such a strong bond and such a strong connection.
It's one of my favorite episodes of all 4 seasons that he's referring to, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All I can say.
Will we have the opportunity to explore any more of Tal's previous hosts and learn more about the time between the end of Picard and season 3 of Discovery?
That's such a good question. I don't know how to answer that without, not too specifically. I think that any of the past hosts can probably be found in like minute details of personality and of character, and possibly new ways that Adira deals with dilemma and with conflict and with change in ways that them as just themselves maybe wouldn't have done prior to this joining. But I would really like to literally go back and see some of that past history. That is something that I hadn't thought about before you just brought it up, like in terms of actually how would we do that, and I would love to do that.
I'm being told to wrap up. Thank you so much for the time. Wilson, I love that jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much, guys. You take care, and I'll speak to you soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.